On today's episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, we have an interview with Apex YouTuber iCEE Ops. We talk to him about all the crazy parts of the glitches in the game. We also have a discussion about the possible ALGS format and what could be better, or should it stay the same? And then we get into gambling and finish off the show. If you guys are listening on iTunes, don't forget to leave a review where you appreciate it. So now, without further ado, let's get into the show. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, episode number 40.
Holy
40.
shit.
And in honor of getting to episode number 40, we have introduced a brand new cryptocurrency. It's called BannerCoin. You guys can get it everywhere right now. Just give us money. Send it directly to my address, and I will give you some BannerCoin. It's not a physical thing. You can't see it, just like all the other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
But you just send us all money, like however much you want, and we'll give you BannerCoin.
Yeah, you'll get it. You can store it in a real wallet. Mm-hmm. You can store it in a digital wallet. What are some places where BannerCoin is accepted?
Lots of different areas. Mostly bars. Mostly bars in our hometown. Mostly places around the hometown. Mostly
my own pocket.
Yeah, mostly my own pocket. Anywhere that I like to go is usually where BannerCoin's accepted. So, I mean, the conversion rate so far, I mean, it's early on, guys. But we're going to get this thing to a fucking cent pretty soon. And BannerCoin is going to go, where do you think? To the fucking moon.
To the moon.
That's where it's going to go, baby. Get yourself some BannerCoin. What should we make the logo?
No, Loba's ass.
I was going to say Loba's ass.
Yeah.
This is why we
Ass
make
tokens.
this
Let's
show.
go, baby.
Because I looked at Brian and I was about to say Loba's ass, and I almost telepathically gave him Loba's ass, but I didn't need to. He already had Loba's ass.
I had like 4 immediate images go through my head, and they all changed. Do you want to know the progression of that was?
Well, let me hear the other ones.
It was the boxing gloves. And I go, no, that's not right. And then it fades to Bloodhound's Raven. And I go, no.
Mm-mm.
Then it goes to Bloodhound himself. And I remember slapping Bloodhound's ass.
Yeah.
And I thought of asses in Apex.
Yeah.
And I thought Gibraltar, and then Loba.
Yeah, that makes sense. You obviously always think Gibraltar over Loba when it comes to ass. Troy, did you not think for 1 second about a tentacle?
Not until right this second, just because I feel like, that's not necessarily the ethos of the show. But, when it comes to Loba's ass, don't you think that might get a little confusing, seeing as there is a ass coin on the market?
There is an ass coin. But here's the thing about that ass coin and BannerCoin is that BannerCoin accepts ass. We love ass. We love it to death. And I think ass, they don't fully accept ass as much as we accept ass. Does that make sense?
It does. It really does. Like, they have the name, but we have the spirit.
And ass translates to Australian safe shepherd coin. No disrespect to ass coin, because the second I can buy it, I'm buying me some ass coin.
Definitely.
I'm putting it all into that ass. Like, I'm going to put a lot into that ass.
Put
like the whole
everything you got
all
into that ass.
Yeah. It's the come from behind coin of the year, as Caleb Presley says. Barstool Sports. Shout out Caleb Presley. Anyway, but BannerCoin, I feel like, embraces ass even more.
It does.
And so I think we need to get BannerCoin off the ground.
I completely agree. I'm going to pull out everything I got in Stuart Little coin.
And Sushi Swap, get it out of there. We're going straight to BannerCoin.
In BannerCoin.
Yeah, I'm excited for BannerCoin.
Yes.
If you guys are trying to buy some BannerCoin, hit me with the DM. I'll send you the logo. I'll be working on the logo tonight. I'll try and make our logo for BannerCoin
please
tonight.
use one of the Apex coins and put Loba's ass in the background.
that'd be
Oh, dude, you already know. I'm getting BannerCoin is gonna look sick. It's gonna look the best out of all of them. It may not have the value right now, but BannerCoin will look.
It's gonna look
the
good.
best.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
And just so our listeners know, we might not be financial advisors, but we are advisors.
Yeah. Exactly. We this is not financial advice, but get some BannerCoin. Before it's too late.
It's just advice in general.
Yeah,
it's good choices.
It's just good it's good life choices. Like, I mean, look at Bitcoin. Look at this. I mean,
right.
Would you want to be the guy who sold his Bitcoin for a Domino's pizza? No, you want to be the guy that held on to BannerCoin throughout history and then was able to buy himself a nicer pizza than Domino's.
Why would you ever admit to selling your Bitcoin for a Domino's?
I know, that kind of just seems like a stupid move.
Yeah, why would you admit
around.
that?
Well, you shouldn't do that.
I feel
that was
like
dumb.
you would just feel like a fucking idiot every party you told that at.
Yeah.
Like, not even that. Like, you admit it and it goes like public like that, like you're just known as like, oh, you're that dude that severely fucked up. You could have been rich as fuck and now you're not.
But that dude, if he's listening to the show, you have a second chance.
You do.
With
it's called
BannerCoin.
Banner.
With
That's
Banner.
right.
It's called BannerCoin.
If you ever listen to this podcast, you obviously know we're the next to blow.
Yes. I mean, we've all
Anything we touch turns to gold.
we love blowing all the time. So that's one of our things that we like
that's
to
actually
do.
what brought us together.
Yeah,
Yes.
blowing. We just like to blow. So get yourself some BannerCoin. Boys, let's get into the rest of the show. Ray's energy question of the week. Don't forget to head on down to repsports.com where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for all Ray's energy and Rep Sports products. Boys, last week we talked a little bit about if we were to replace a star in any of our favorite movies with a legend, what would it be? And we had some great outcomes from that. But I think we should take it a step further. This week, we come up with our own movie with all the legends involved, or as many as we can possibly fit into the category, and we make our own movie using the Apex Legends. Boys, what do we got?
Well, I actually ended up creating a movie that's a combination of two different movies.
Okay.
It's more or less a combination of Jaws and The Conjuring, which you might think, how does that work? Well, what I went ahead and did is I wrote out a long form description like you would read in Netflix or wherever you go to consume your movies, just a little bit longer so you can get a better idea. I didn't use too many legends, but this I want you guys to remember this is still in the works. Okay, it's not all the edges might be a little rough, but I want you to use your imagination, right?
Okay.
Put yourself in a state of suspended disbelief. So the title of this movie is called The Deepest Blue.
Wow.
All right.
Deepest.
And
I don't like where this is going already. Deepest.
okay, so I'm going to
Involves
begin.
oceans.
I'm going to begin reading the description.
This isn't going to be good. This is not good.
Not good.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get through it. We'll be fine.
Misty Van Drip, played by Watson, begins having dreams of the ocean whispering to her every night for over a week.
Gosh damn it.
To decipher its cryptic messages, she looks up a local spirit medium in the phone book, played by Wraith, who tells her that her soul is actually resonating with an ancient sea god, and that she must answer the calling in her dreams by going to the sea and falling asleep in a place where she can no longer see the land. She takes her two best friends, Kevin, played by Crypto, and Mandy, played by Lifeline, to keep her company on her date with Destiny. Upon arriving at the dock, Misty meets a sailor named Sam Dingo, played by Fuse, who offers both his boat and his assistance, likely with the intention of seducing her out on the water. As they set out to sea and the sun sets, Misty falls into a deep sleep that none of her companions can awaken her from. As the moon rises high into the sky, Misty has a violent seizure as the boat itself begins to shake violently. As Sam, Kevin, and Mandy make their way to the deck, they are confronted by giant tentacles wrapping around the boat from the great deep.
Wow.
As Sam begins fighting the tentacles and Kevin and Mandy say their final prayers, Misty calmly walks out onto the deck, and all of the tentacles calm. The simple touch of her hand on one of the tentacles illuminates them all and reveals the giant being that is both beneath the boat and over 100 feet in diameter, directly underneath. Misty calmly explains that the creature's name is Thick Squid, and that it doesn't desire anything but to be reunited with her and give her eternal pleasure. While her friends are reluctant at first, she...
You were doing so well.
She goes on to explain... God fucking damn it. She goes on to explain that she's actually the reincarnation of another god, Infinite... We're going to do this again. While her friends are reluctant at first, she goes on to explain that she's actually the reincarnation of another god, Infinite Whole. and that before her incarnation in the material world, she lived in harmony with Thick Squid Despite this revelation, Sam refuses to allow Misty to be taken into the depths, as he believes that Misty is actually a victim of demonic possession, and that she is being deceived. Will Sam be able to defeat Thick Squid? Is Thick Squid a friend or a foe after all? Get ready to experience the extremes of both action and pleasure in this summer blockbuster, The Deepest Blue.
Wow. I like it.
That is
like
so much better written than what mine is. I got one issue with it.
What?
It's just not realistic.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Brian.
Shut your
Gosh
ass.
damn it, Brian. Gosh damn it. I actually really like that. I like
That
the
was a
description.
really
Now,
good-
do you have like an outcome for the way your movie was going to end?
Yeah, so the way that I pictured it ending, because, obviously when you write something as beautiful as this, you have an idea of the direction it's going to go.
Yeah.
Sam is convinced, Sam Dingo is convinced that there's no way that this monstrosity, despite the magic that he's just seen, I mean, there's a giant glowing thing under his boat, right? Mm-hmm. And it calmed down. So despite what he's seeing, he just can't bring himself to believe it, and he thinks he's saving her life. So Sam is going to use everything in his arsenal, which is surprisingly extensive, to fight these tentacles off, but he's no match. Sam is going to lose his life. Then it's just Kevin and Mandy out there on the boat. And what's going to end up happening is, as soon as they feel the pleasure that's capable of being produced by these tentacles, they will also become a part of Thick Squid. So basically, they're going to be absorbed into Thick Squid, and he's just going to become stronger, but they're all going to become unified. It's like a spiritual thing, really.
So is that a bad thing for Misty?
No, I mean, really. So the reality of it is that she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
That she really was Infinite Whole back in the day.
She was Infinite Whole?
She was Infinite Whole.
She returned.
That's right. And, I've never personally been pleasured by a tentacle or a squid, especially not a magic one. But I think, Kevin and Mandy are better off for it, too.
It's just, think about what it can do.
Yeah, it lights up. This is pretty peak right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Action. You get pleasure. You get everything.
Which one do you guys want to try and go?
You want me to go?
It don't matter. I can go whenever. Mine's just come and go.
All right. I'll say mine first. This one, I couldn't come up with a fancy title because I couldn't think of one, but I just called it The League.
Okay.
So, and it's a movie. The main characters are Wraith, Octane, Gibraltar Mirage, and Fuse, and they all are like, they're all basically like themselves. They have their own powers and abilities and stuff, but they like keep to themselves so nobody can make like their own abilities and stuff. And so basically, the evil bad guy whose name is Caustic, he's like the mayor of the city that they all like save the world out of.
Mm-hmm.
He like tries to bring them together to make a super team. And so, but they don't know that he's the bad guy, and he's really just trying to bring them together to steal their technology and steal their abilities.
Okay.
And use it to make like war weapons. And so he hires Revenant to pretend to be a bad guy. So like he tries to put the super team together to like fight Revenant, but he's not really fighting Revenant. He's just trying to steal their abilities. And then at the end, they all figure out that he's trying to do this, but he's already made all the stuff. So he has to fight off a bunch of people that are just like them in order to defeat Caustic.
Wow. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I feel like you just told what Apex is trying to do with the game, and they're gonna be messaging us, "Hey, you guys got to."
You might have done it better than them.
Yeah.
I mean,
you might have
possibly at this point.
Well,
I would listen. I might fund that.
In his Skulltown doesn't get destroyed, so it already has my vote.
Pretty much.
Bro.
And then I have Loba as the right-hand woman and Bangalore as the left-hand woman to the bad guy. And, like, Loba's just, like, super seducing Fuse the entire time. And Fuse's name, I was like, his name is Alex Steele. And he's just, like, the most suave dude of all time.
So he fucks?
He just fucks.
Okay.
And so, you know, him and Loba get a little shit.
They get crazy?
Wow.
All of ours has a sex theme.
What?
All of ours.
What do you mean all of ours? Mine's not at all.
Okay. Brian,
You wanna
I
go
will
next?
go first
No.
because I think yours is probably the best one.
Because there's no sex?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll say that.
PG.
Yeah, it's PG. But Kyle, great
Parental
job.
guidance.
I like yours. So your main character's Fuse, correct?
Yeah.
Which I had. Kyle was like, Kyle's main character is gonna be Fuse, 100%.
He's dude. His name is Alex Steele. You can't
Alex
do better.
Steele, exactly. All right, so I will go next. My movie, I tried to incorporate every single legend. I tried my hardest. It was not easy to do.
That's a beautiful effort.
Yeah, thank you. I
Above and
appreciate
beyond.
it. So this movie is called Crisscross 1. Chris is crossed. So my main character is Octane.
Fuck, his name Chris?
His name is Chris Cross.
Shit.
So before I get into the whole description of the movie, I just want to give you guys the opening scene of this movie. All right? Let me just paint a picture in your mind.
Suck
let
me
me
in.
hear it.
Suck me off.
It's a cloudy day,
What?
but it's
What?
daytime.
Sorry.
BannerCoin?
Continue.
It is a cloudy day. No rain is falling yet, but rain was falling earlier in the day. The camera is looking at a puddle on the ground. It's cloudy, but you can still see. It's still daytime. All of a sudden, zoom, a car splashes through the puddle, drives straight through. All of a sudden, camera pans over to the car. They're driving as fast as they can away. Camera goes back to the puddle. You see a jump pad land on top of the puddle. Octane zooms off of it. Octane is obviously Chris Cross. He's flying through the air. Taps his cheek, says to Lifeline, his companion named Nikki Six in this movie, says, "Nikki, how many people are in the car?" She goes, 3. He's like, "Okay, I can handle that." Goes into the car, starts beating the shit out of all of them. Comes in through the top, rips the top of the car off, just starts socking him in the face, knocks him out. Car starts to spin out of control. He grabs it with his foot while still simultaneously punching the dude in the face, throws him out of the car. He's dead. Throws the other guy out of the car. He's dead. Has to backwards kick the other guy with his left leg. He's dead. Now he drives the car, stops it to safety. Job's done. And she says, "Good." And then so he leaves. That's the opening scene, just to introduce the fact that Octane is a badass in this movie. That's what he is. That's what he does. But now, let's get into the entire plot of this movie.
That's lit.
Octane,
I'm already in.
a.k.a. Chris Cross, he is a mercenary, but he tries to do things good. The only issue that he runs into is that he damages public property a lot. He gets bullet holes in certain places that he shouldn't. He destroys buildings that he probably shouldn't, but he does it for under the name of good. He tries to stop bad guys.
Yeah.
Bad guys like those dudes in the car, right? That's what he's trying to do. But he is a mercenary. When he was younger, he worked for the FBI. He was one of the youngest FBI agents of all time. And him and one of his best friends, her name is Watson, one of his best friends, they were both cadets at the same time. Octane graduated first and got the higher paying job, but eventually he decided to leave that job because it wasn't for him. He got too many citations. Watson took over that job. He goes out, starts doing his thing. He meets Lifeline. He also has Crypto, named Computer Guy in this movie. Crypto is the hacker from home, never leaves the house, but he gets them the information that they need to take down the people that they need to take down. He also has Rampart, the tech manager, who is also the comedic relief in this movie. Rampart's really what drives the comedy throughout the entire movie, and when Lifeline can't make it to a mission, Rampart will fill in because she has spy capabilities as well. Very good out in the field. But she also works on all the tech stuff, gives him all the high quality tech stuff, right? So then, Octane one day, one of his family members is kidnapped. He doesn't know why. He's like, "What's going on? Can't figure this out." Then another one. He has no idea what is going on. So then he goes over to his old friend Watson. He says, "Watson, something's going on. She's still with the FBI. I don't know what's happening. Can you please help me out? Is there any information at all?" She feeds him the information that she believes it is a local crime boss named Revenant. And Revenant has a right-hand man named Caustic. If you can get to Caustic, you can get to Revenant, and you can figure out who's destroying your family. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, Watson tells him, "Listen, I will give you this information to go get those people, but you have to do it properly. You have to give it over to the authorities. If you do not give it over to the authorities, we will place you under arrest." He says, "Screw that. I'm not doing that." Okay? He doesn't say that to her at the time, but he goes out. He finds Caustic, gets Caustic, figures out where Rev is, kills Caustic. Oh no. Now the FBI's after him. So now not only is he fighting a two-front war, but his family members are still being kidnapped, and he has no idea where they are. Then he finds Revenant, goes after Revenant, gets Revenant, finally finds out where his family members are at, takes them back home, gets them to safety, kills Revenant. Still has to deal with the FBI, but he thinks it's over now. He can lay low, get away from the FBI, move to Mexico with his best friend Lifeline, Crypto, Rampart. They can all go together. They did their mission. But then, the most important person in Octane's life is murdered in cold blood. Wait, how is he murdered? Revenant's gone. It was Watson the whole time. She was jealous that he was a super spy before her and got all the happy treatment, got the promotion first, so she became angry, enraged, and got too power hungry, even in her new position. Started taking out his family members, especially because they used to be lovers back when he was there, and he left her in cold, cold heartedness.
Wow.
She fucking hates him, so she starts stealing his family members, but she's still working for the FBI. She's been a secret crisscross whole time. Had no idea she was double agent. No idea. All of a sudden, now he needs to get to Watson. But he doesn't. I just skipped a huge step. Anyway, what happens is he doesn't know it's Watson at the time. He goes to a bar. This is a special scene to figure out how he knows it's Watson. They go to a bar. After Revenant's dead, he's killed everybody, and his family member, his favorite one, is murdered. He's like, oh, shit, I don't know what to do. They go to a bar. They're all sad at the bar. They're just sitting there, depressed, running from the cops, family member dead, no idea where to turn. They're at the bar. All of a sudden, a little dude named Fuse bumps into Octane. Octane looks over at him. He's like, hey, bro, you just spilled my drink. Fuse says, I didn't give a fuck. So then he socks him in the face. Huge bar fight breaks out. Fuse's friend Volk comes over to help. Lifeline's throwing punches. Octane's throwing punches. Fuse is throwing punches. Volk is throwing punches. Horizon the bartender is trying to break up the fight. Finally, as the fight starts to slow down, a little card gets slipped under Octane's hand that is sitting on the bar table. He looks over and sees a Loba Andrade sitting there. She gives him a head tilt. Come outside with me. He goes outside. She's like, I have information on who is actually killing your... Shot in the head. She's dead now. Out in the alley, just gets shot in the fucking dome. She's dead. But he grabs the card. He sees the person shooting. He's like, I gotta go get that person. Runs after them. Tells Lifeline, I'm on the mission. Goes after the person. Finally catches them. Okay? Brings them back into the hotel room. Says, who are you? Where are you? Who's hurting my family? Won't say a word. Dude is loyal as shit. But guess what? Octane's got a lifeline on his hands. Somebody, a medical professional, she makes a truth serum, says it was Watson. What? How? How could this be?
Big turn of events.
That's where Chris got crossed.
Oh.
That is where Chris got crossed. Now he needs to figure out how to stop Watson. Long story short, he gets Watson, kills her, says, well, how could you do this? She was like, well, because you left me and you stole everything from me and then you banged me and then you left. Also, at one point in this movie, Octane bangs Wraith. I don't know where to throw that in. Maybe at the beginning of the movie, he just like kills those bad guys that bangs Wraith. And that really sets the tone.
She's the reason
he bangs Wraith in like his nice ass like house.
Yeah.
It's like
dude,
dope
she's
house.
the reason that he left Watson.
True.
Oh, just to go bang her, he cheated on her. Damn.
That just adds more
It
fuel to the
shows
fire.
her
What a dirty
in the
dog. What a
flashback.
dirty
Sheesh.
Bro, that's crazy. So then he kills Watson, and then as the police arrest him, he says, "Your head of the FBI did this," and then they're like, "Oh, okay." And then like in all movies, when people do bad stuff, somehow they still get off scot-free because they did something else and they like fixed it, which would never happen in real life. But this is a movie. You got to suspend your... What was the phrase?
Suspend your disbelief.
Suspend the disbelief. And they get away scot-free.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, in the credits, I think maybe we do like a full-on sex scene of Octane and Wraith.
In the car from the opening scene where he ripped the top off. You're just watching it from the top.
It's just there's like dead bodies.
That was my movie. Crisscross 1. Chris is crossed.
Damn, dude.
There we go.
That's not realistic.
It's not. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Brian.
All of you. Okay, so we have mystery suspense.
Yeah.
We have action, just flat out action.
Yes.
We've got action mystery.
Action mystery porno. Because this credits.
Man, I just tried to come over here and make a wholesome family movie.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
This movie is about a group of college teens coming home and finding out they have a new family, and they all have to learn how to live and interact and come together as a family.
Brian, please.
They have to do what?
Name the
They have
characters.
to come together as a family.
Come together as a family.
Let's see. There's the cast is Horizon, Fuse, Mirage, Watson, Wraith, Loba, Caustic.
But what are their
And
names in the movie?
Let me give the description
Okay,
first.
all right.
Okay.
Join us for a hell of a good time as these college students of the Outlands University come back home to find that their families have been unexpectedly joined together when they see Daddy, Danger Dong Fuse, and Mommy, Milfy Horizon, happily 2 months married.
Brian, so you're saying it's a family movie.
It's a family movie.
What are the names of the other characters?
Well, of course, we have Mirage playing as the coming of age stepbro.
You're doing this on purpose.
Watson as the seemingly innocent stepsister, youngest stepsister.
Brian, this is a porno.
Wraith as Watson's vastly more experienced best friend. Loba as the bitchy college cheerleader, surprisingly Horizon's oldest daughter. Caustic plays the impressive dean of the Outlands University. And Octane as Mirage's best friend. He is the Stifler from American Pie, brought to you in the Outlands version.
So,
Yeah, straight up porn, bro.
yeah, it's a porno. It's a porno.
Yeah, that's porno.
I mean, at first you could kind of get away with it being a family movie.
Listen, they're just coming together.
They're just coming
They're
together.
coming.
They're
Listen,
coming together.
It's a family, 2 parts. They were not expecting it. They come home, and they're just surprised that when they come home, that they find out that they all must learn to live together under one roof. Some of them sharing the same rooms. You can't help it. And the best friends are over all the time. That's just what it is. They're best friends.
You know what's crazy is Brian's might have the lowest amount of production cost, but his might make the most amount of money.
When
Yeah,
you
very- very true.
listen, a family movie about coming together. I mean, you just
Listen.
can't beat that.
A lot of time.
Yeah, 100%.
Executive producer is going to be Rampart.
Okay.
She's going to, well, director is Rampart.
Mm-hmm.
Producer is going to be Crypto. And he's going to be using his drone as the camera. Just,
Who's holding the boom mic?
it doubles as the drone.
Okay.
Doubles as the drone. Although I will say that we do give a boom mic to Caustic. Or not Caustic, what am I saying? A boom mic to Gibraltar. Just to make him feel a little better.
Yeah.
It's
The camera angles with the drone are going to be exceptional.
coming into your own person is what everyone's doing as they're watching this on their backs.
They're also, really just coming.
Dude, our content is just improving
Every week we're just getting better. We're just getting so much better. I'm so proud of us. All right, boys, that should do it for this week's Raise Energy question of the week. Don't forget to head on down to Rep Sports, reppsports.com, where you can use code BANNER for 15% off all Raise Energy and Rep Sports products.
Every single one, baby.
Every single one,
All
boys.
of them. Oh, my God.
There's so many different things that you can do, but here's what I'm saying. You're probably not going to want to order a 24-pack of one flavor, so that's why you get the variety pack. It's much cheaper. You get 3 different flavors, and you get to test out which Raise Energy you like the best. All right, guys, we're going to head into discussion of the ALGS. We're going to hit a quick ad, and we will see you guys on the other side. All right, boys, here we go. ALGS NA Finals happened over the weekend, and it was an absolute spectacle. If you are not watching the ALGS, but you still play Apex Legends, I highly suggest you tune in. Now, if this was a few seasons ago, I'm going to be honest with you, I would not have tuned in. It was a lot different back then. Watson was kind of like a main legend at the time, and things were very dicey. It was just a little slow, that's all. I still enjoy it because I enjoy the game. But right now, the ALGS has never been better. There's so many different character comps. There's so many different great players out there on different teams, and it just makes for such a better experience. And this last one was incredible. And if you missed out on it, it's all right because there's going to be a lot more coming up. There's still a lot more ALGS in the future. They will continue to have this. But either way, ALGS this weekend was absolutely insane. The winner was bottom 20 from Team Kungama. They're a very weird name, but they were bottom 20. It was Onmu, Scurry and FPS Vane, and all three of those guys pulled it out. There's a really cool video of the organization owners watching them win, and a very cool video of the team themselves winning in their comms during that time. It was very cool because they just won, each of them, $250,000.
Dang, dude,
Holy
that's so
That
much.
the instant you win something like that, I mean, people were saying, why are teammates yelling at each other? Why are people getting mad at each other, bro? $250,000 is a lot of fucking money
For one tourney. Dog.
for one tourney, and you just busted your ass the whole season to get to this point, dude. Because they have to go through qualifiers and stuff to even get there, and that's a whole issue on its own. Sometimes even the best teams can't even qualify. So it was an amazing experience. Congratulations to Bottom 20 for winning, but there was also some controversy. There was also some controversy from this event. So we're going to get into that. Imperial Hal on Team TSM FTX, what used to be formerly TSM. They were bought out recently. But Hal is probably one of the better players in Apex Legends. Might be the best on his own.
He's definitely, as a individual player, is extremely exceptional.
Yes, he's got to be probably one of the best. He tweeted immediately after. Now, his team got third place in the entire thing. They were winning throughout most of the tournament, and things went wrong. So, this is what he said. All I got to say is fuck match point format, and us competitors need to get the fuck away from it before the next tournament, in all caps. GG's to all the competitors, and have a good night. Now, Hal is talking about the format that they're currently using called match point. Essentially what happens is you get points based on what you place, and then you add on top of that 1 point for each kill. So, for example, a first place finish in the ALGS is worth 12 points, and after those 12 points, you add on all the singular kills. So, as a full squad, say you get 6 kills, that's 18 points. Once you hit 50, whoever hits 50, they are now on match point, meaning the next time they win, they automatically win the tournament. Now, TSM had hit match point very early on in the game. They had 50 points ready to go, and they were trying to win the thing. They had about 6 games to win, and they couldn't pull it off. They had one second place finish where they were so fucking close to winning the game, and they couldn't do it. I want to ask you guys, what do you feel about the match point format? And let's start it off with the viewer perspective. What do you guys think about match point?
From the viewer perspective, I think it's actually really solid. I mean, I think it's fun. It adds for fun gameplay. I mean, the only thing that really sucked was watching TSM get 49 points when the threshold was 50. And so then they just play a game where, like, they cannot win. They just kind of just get 1 point and they're out. And so that's kind of, like, sucky. But, I mean, the rest of it I think is really good because you got to play a lot of games in order to get that win. And once you get the first place W as well, it's like you win first place and then you just win the whole thing. And I feel like that's, like, a more exhilarating feeling than if, like, oh, they're at, like, 200 and something points, even though they got last place the last game, they still won.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with you on that. And the other thing, too, is like TSM early on, it looked like just an onslaught. They were just going to be the winner if it was not match point because they got so many points right off the rip. Now, is there something to say about, having an early lead and just holding on to it? No, but like as somebody who watches it, it's got to be the most boring thing in the world when you're watching one team dominate the entire time. The thing was, though, is that they didn't continue to dominate. And what Hal says is from a competitor's perspective, it's not cool to have a match point format where the game just they set a set number of games, say it's 6, and then you just watch one team run away with it or something like that. I just don't see how that's competitive. If you're a competitor, don't you want to win? Don't you want to win the game? That's the whole point of the game, is to be number one at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
You go through all of the trials and errors, rotations, guns, looting, taking the right fights, backing out of the wrong fights, doing all that to win the match. And they did have a chance to win the entire tournament, but they got second place because of a bad rotation. And I just think that, I understand that you're probably frustrated in the moment, but I think match point is the best format that you can have. What do you think, Troy?
I think from a player's perspective, I think it's a lot easier to grind out consistent good performances than it is to on command put out like one standout performance where you get a win against top competition. So like I can see how it would be frustrating, you know, if you were doing really consistently well and, you know, maybe you were the first one to get above the point threshold or something like that, or like, you know, you were really consistently doing well, but then, you know, you didn't win at all because you weren't able to edge out a win when you needed to. Like I can really, you know, I sympathize because I can see how that would be really frustrating. But at the same you know, token, if you can't bring yourself to rise to the occasion when you need to and clutch up a win. I think you said they had 6 opportunities to get a win and they didn't. You know, that's on you. And I think as a viewer, like Kyle said, like I want the winner to be a winner when it is over. Like that to me, it's hard for me to get into battle royale stuff anyway. Like it's not like watching like a search and destroy match or whatever. Like it can be hard to get like hyped about it. But at the bare minimum, like when the shit is about to be over and like you're watching the teams that, you know, they could potentially win it all, that builds a lot of hype for the viewers. Like I don't see any other way to do it that would build hype for the viewers like it would when like the team, you know, that actually wins it all is the champion of the arena at that point, or is the champion of the battle royale at that point. Like that is an amazing moment that they just can't pass up as a, you know, as a game. So yeah. I don't see any other way to do it. And as much as I sympathize, like, man, we've been grinding out like 3rd, 2nd place, tons of kills, all that stuff. You know, you have to be able to clutch it out. And if you don't have that clutch in you, like you don't deserve the money. Like that's just my perspective.
How weird would it be if say it was the other format, right? Say they just put a cap on games, say it was 6 games, and TSM ran away with it early on and then never really had to do anything. And then the final game, how weird would this be? The final game, say some random other team wins. Say G2 wins the match, but they don't win the tournament. How weird would that be? It's like, oh, G2 won the game, but TSM won the whole tournament. Let's go over to them. Like, it's just, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't translate. No, it doesn't. Listening to the team win that tournament and their comms when they won that fucking game, that is a moment. That is a moment that people can look at and be like, holy shit, that's awesome. Listen to those guys, how happy they are, how amazing they got to that point. And the whole 50-point thing, like that team, they had been on match point. I think that was their first game on match point, but that just shows you the opportunity that they had.
You know, it reminds me of like the old UFCs where there was no rounds, and it was just like the only person that wins is the last person to walk out. And so it's like, you know, let's say it's a long fight, and one guy is just beating the tar out of the other guy, but the other guy keeps, you know, finding a way to get up and keep going, and the other guy gets the knockout at the very end after all that. You're like, yeah, the other guy kicked his ass for most of the time, but the guy that won was able to, you know, do what he had to do to actually finish the job. And I feel like, you know, crossing the finish line in whatever it is you're doing is the most exciting part of it. Like, you know, watching someone grind stuff out and like be consistent is cool, but to be the best of the best, you got to be able to clutch up when you need to. Like, I think that, you know, if you have competitors complaining about the format when they had 6 opportunities to win 250 grand a piece and they didn't, like, it feels very whiny to me.
Yeah, it does. It does. And the second place team didn't say a word. They had the tournament MVP, Zach Mazer. Cloud9 got second place. They had Zach Mazer with 17 kills. He was the tournament MVP. You don't hear a peep out of him. You know, like he might have had some frustrations at the time, but it's like Cloud9 also had a chance to win the entire tournament. Cloud9 was an interesting story because they were, I think, like 17th place with 3 games in, like bottom of the barrel, and they just said, fuck it, we're just going to rack up kills, and that's what they did, and they got all the way up and ended up in second place, which is amazing. Brian, I wanted to get your thoughts a little bit on what you think about the format.
So it's a race to 50 points. Mm-hmm. Once you have 50 points, it's the first to get a win.
Yeah.
You got to get the fucking win.
You got to get the win.
Listen, you're playing a battle royale. The whole point of a battle royale is to win the game. You have to be able to put out a win. And if you're playing in a tournament that was worth how much money?
$250,000 each. So it was, I think,
$750,000.
Yeah.
So $750,000 tournament, and I thought it was like $2.something million.
Well, yeah, but the second and third place.
Gotcha. They got paid out as well. So a $750,000 winner takes all tournament, dude. That in itself just says you just have to get the win. if you can't get the win as what's supposed to be if you're the winner of this tournament, but you couldn't get the win at the end of the game, what makes me think that you're actually the best one out there?
What makes me want to watch?
What makes me think that you're the best team out there when you're not winning the games? You're just placing high. What that tells me is you're consistently good, but you're a jack of all trades, master of none. That's what that tells me. So we know that's realistically, we know that's not what TSM is, because that's who we're referencing as this is TSM with Howell's team on that. We know that those guys are phenomenal players and easily could have won this tournament. At any given time, they could have won a game, but the thing is, they didn't. Regardless of the reason, regardless of why, ball don't lie. You have to get that win if that's what the rules are. And then after the boards, you don't complain about it if you don't, and you don't go over the top if you do. You don't rub it in other people's faces if you do. And when you don't get it, you don't blame the system for your loss. Yeah, it's just sportsmanship on that. I see bad sportsmanship on that, but I also know in the heat of the moment, things get said, tweets get sent, not always full-heartedly, and it's real easy to sit on the outside looking in, pointing fingers and trying to accuse things. But plain and simple, I actually think this is one of the best systems they could have.
I really do. Troy said it a long time ago when he was covering it. That this was one of the best systems. We did a vote. If you guys really want to go back in some Grab My Banner history, go watch the Predator Report. We did it one time. It was Troy talking about the ALGS and whatever season we were in. It had to be 6. And that was one of the best. He's pretending to be like a news guy. One of the best segments. You need to go watch that. I think it's on Instagram.
That was a great segment.
That was a good segment.
We should do it again, yeah.
But regardless, this is an amazing system because what it means is from a spectator point of view, which, let's be real, what gets these competitors paid? It's the spectators' views on it. Without the spectators viewing it and being engaged and actively engaging inside the content itself, the content creators, the people who are actually playing, the pros, will not get paid a fraction of what they're getting paid now.
No.
So you want to keep engagement in that.
Yeah.
So the best way to keep engagement is keep the stakes high. So if you take off the must win at the end, the 50, what's it called, a 50-point win or something like that? Whatever it is. You get to 50 points, you have to get a win, and then the winner takes all after that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't take that away and still have the same competitive feel for your audience as you do currently. Watching somebody compete in any given game going in, this shit could all end right now. Right now, TSM could have walked away. They had 6 games. They could have walked away with a win and just destroyed. Now, there are some things that I've heard about it. I think there are some flaws, and they're set up for this system.
Yeah. We talked about this before. Let me get the TikTok guy who said it so we can properly give him credit.
Yes.
So, Obrodo, who is a very popular TikToker, you need to follow him. He's hilarious. He sounds a lot like Gibraltar, and so he has a video out there that's pretty funny saying he's going to come, but he says it in Gibraltar's voice. It's awesome. Anyway, he's also very serious about Apex as much as he likes to mess around. Obrodo_ said, Brian?
That there should be no kill feeds inside the ALGS. Reason being is we saw teams start to avoid fighting entirely once you saw TSM get to 50 points. They stopped fighting because they knew if TSM won the game, and that was it. The more people out there trying to kill TSM, the more chances there was that any other team was going to win. So they all started clamping down on TSM at that point, and I think that removing the kill feed is not the most opportune or the most optimal option. I think that it is an issue that you should not see when TSM dies, because as soon as they died, they all started fighting. As soon as TSM or any other team that had 50 points died, all the teams would start fighting, and it would end up being a bloodbath again, which is entertaining to watch. One, it's not entertaining to watch when everyone's just sitting there waiting it out until one squad dies, and then they all start playing again. And two, like, it's shitty for the team that actually takes the lead to just have such a massive target on their back. But if you remove it all together, there's a big issue there of you don't know if your teammates are getting knocks. Without, like, that's a sense of communication. They don't always yell out knocked. You are, as a teammate, you're supposed to be able to glance up to the top right corner of the screen and see that your teammate has knocked somebody. dude, just put on fucking streamer mode.
Yeah, if they
like, that's it. Just put on streamer mode. You don't have to see the names of the people dying and who are killing, as long as you know when somebody died. So if there's someone in the storm that dies, you're like, oh, they died from the storm. Awesome, we can leave.
Yeah,
you don't have to fucking wait on that shit.
Because our point makes a lot of sense when it's like nobody knows if they're the real team. But I can tell you from watching, there was legit circumstances where people would avoid fighting or would ape another team just because they knew that that team was at match point. So then that kind of plays into Hal's hands where it's like, dude, it's almost unfair because we've got the whole lobby coming at us, which makes sense. But if you put it on streamer mode and you make it to where it's anonymous, now you can really start to loosen up, and the teams that are good will rise to the top because they won't have to worry about an entire lobby running at them.
I don't think that, and I understand, like, we get what Hal's saying as far as, like, it's with the situation they got put in is a shitty situation. Do I think that they, at the end of the day, they still need to get the win? Yeah, I think they still need to get the win. That's just the way Apex is. It's about getting the win at the end of the day. But that being said, they need to remove that or enable that streamer mode so that the whoever's in front isn't just getting absolutely wrecked by 57 other players.
Mm-hmm. Every game it becomes we need to win, especially after one team gets to match point. You're like, we don't know who it is, so we just need to win.
Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like dude, they're pros. Everyone knows certain pros drop in certain areas, and you have match point, and you're like, okay, TSM has match point. We know what skin Hal uses. We know all this. We know what he normally uses as a loadout, what his favorite is. If I'm Hal, I'm looking at that going, I have another loadout in my back pocket that I am just as good with, and I have a different skin that I'm going to put on because I need to throw this fucking squad off.
Yeah,
I know I need to throw all these guys off and just completely make them go after a whole different team.
Yeah. For a viewer, if it were to switch to what Hal is saying, why would you watch? Because it's literally just going to be those same teams at the top every single time. This gives a chance for a team who is grinding that out. Like, you don't just get to top. You don't get 50 points just by being an asshole. Like, you have to get kills, you have to get placement, and you only get kills and placement at 11th place higher. And at 11th place, I think, is only 1 point. So you really so that means that bottom 20, the team that won, had to consistently through the games get high kills and high placement to get to 50 points and then get that win. If it wasn't this way, why would you watch? There would be no point to watching. It wouldn't be fun.
You would have 3 teams take the lead early on, one probably further than the other 2. And they would clamp down on the points, and you would know by game. How many games do they play?
So it goes until somebody wins. Once you hit 50 points, somebody has to play and get that win.
If they were not gonna do that, they would have to have a set number of games being able to be played. We'll say, just like how we
6 or something.
Yeah, we'll say for an easy number, we'll go 10. By game 5, you'll know who the top 3 teams are, and you'll know it's gonna be one of those 3. And almost certainly it's going to be this one. That reason on its own will put more money in the professional players' pockets than it will actually to remove that.
And you bring up a great point with competitive, because what it does is it allows a team like Cloud9, who was at the bottom of the leaderboards after 3 games. They said, fuck this. We still have a chance at this. We just need to go out there and get some fucking kills. And that's exactly what they did. And they went all the way up to get second place, and they almost had a chance to win the tournament like TSM. But they got some money out of that because they were like, yo, fuck this. If it was just the top 3 teams after the first, like you said, 5 games, it would just be not fun. The other thing that makes it interesting is the fact that you have to wait for a team at match point to win. It could go all night if you want it to. Theoretically, you could get to 19 teams at match point. You could get to 20 teams at match point, and then that final game, it was insane. I was rooting for a game 10 because I think we were on game 9. I was rooting for a game 10. I wanted the only team that wasn't at match point to get the win.
And dude, how else do you just exemplify the endurance that some of these players have, the mental fortitude to be able to stay that focused, that honed in for that long, other than forcing them to say, we need you to go hard as fuck and go absolutely apeshit against the best players in the world and just body everyone in the lobby. Get to 50 as fast as you can, and then we need you to have the mental fortitude to be able to stay focused, stay consistent, and say, now we're just going to flat out be the best Apex players in this entire lobby. TSM in the beginning, they showed they were the most deadly team in the lobby. They did not show that they were the best Apex players later in the later lobbies.
Yeah,
and that was the issue that it was.
It would be disrespectful if I didn't mention. Did you guys see the tweet where Snipe Down gets called in, and the one game that they won, Snipe Down gets called in from a mobile respawn beacon.
Snipe Down's fucking insane.
He gets called in. They drop in. There's 3 squads left. He drops in to the thing. Can't grab a gun. He starts. Yes, he starts hitting him with his axe. Knocks 2 people with the axe, and then Snipe Down and Hal go down, and it's just Reps, the Gibraltar, and he's the only one up, and he kills I think the last 2 dudes to get them the win. It was the most clutch win I've ever seen in my life. It was probably the most hype moment of the entire stream, other than
one of the dudes, he had. Reps had
he had no health.
He had 20 health to his name, dude. And the other guy had full fucking purple,
dude.
And he just shredded him with the fucking Eva 8 and then flipped and shot the other kid.
By far one of the best moments in
just body
20,000 likes on Twitter when Snipe Down put that up. This was the one time Reps didn't stream, so we couldn't see his point of view. But it was amazing what happened in that game. And then so we have to say that.
I stand by it. From my point of view, those guys are the most deadly guys in the entire ALGS. But at the end of the day, you got to get that win. You got to
get the win.
And if you know the rules of the tournament and the tournament says you got to get that win, you got to be ready to get that win.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Honestly, you're playing video games for $250,000 personally.
Get the win.
Get the fucking win, dude.
Get the win.
You have a crazy opportunity, and you have to understand. Whatever you're watching, if you're watching a sport of any kind that is able to produce those kind of kickbacks to their athletes or their players, some of it is going to be tailored to the people watching, right? Because it's the people.
Almost all of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but the people watching are who are providing the funds that you're playing for. So if it's structured in such a way to make it enjoyable for the fans to watch, even if it's not the most purely competitive that it possibly could be, what do you expect? You're streaming your shit live for everybody to watch and have fun watching. It's not designed to be the absolute most competitive. It's designed to be fun to watch before anything else.
Because I mean, if you want to switch it to the other format, okay, let's do it, but you're making at least $20,000 to $30,000 less if you get first place.
Way less, dude.
And that's a conservative.
I would not watch if it was just points, right?
No,
people are going to play significantly differently.
I love this
and there's
game
no
to
hype
death.
at the end of it.
I love this game to death. I'm not watching if it switches.
Listen, dude. If somebody wins first place and doesn't win the fucking tournament in the last game,
there's no point, dude. There's literally no point.
You're like, oh yeah, they won first place, but this team that got shit on in the first 20 minutes of the game just actually won the whole tournament.
Yeah,
it's oh yeah, lit.
You're getting, and I was conservative. You're getting probably 50,000 to 100,000 less because I ain't watching that shit, and I love this game to death. I'm not watching that.
Fuck no.
I want to see the moments that just happened over this weekend.
I want to see somebody clutch it out and just be like, holy fuck.
Well, great discussion here. What do you guys think? What do you think about the ALGS format? I know if you're a HAL fanboy, you're probably going to come at us. That's totally okay. Let me know why you think, though, that it should go to that format. And give me a legitimate reason, because I've seen a lot of people say that, but not really say it. They don't really say why it's better to go to the other format. Let me know. And let me know, too, if you're a pro out there, if you'd be okay with taking less money if it meant that it was the other format, and give me some reasons. I just want to know. But I really do believe you would be making considerably less money. But anyway, let me know. DM me. If you guys think it should be something else, send us a tweet on Twitter. Send us a DM on Instagram. Send us a message on TikTok. Wherever you want to do it. Join our Discord and send me a message there at me, bitch. All right, boys. We're going to head into our interview with Apex YouTuber iCEE Ops. He's got some interesting things to say about the Apex community. And then after that, we will hit into gambling. We will see you guys on the other side. What's up, everybody? I'm here with Apex YouTuber iCEE Ops. He's chilling with me today. Going to talk a little bit about YouTube drama, his channel, all that type of stuff. iCEE, how are you doing today, man?
Good, bro.
Well, so I wanted to get into what you do. You have a very different style, and a lot of your videos are revolved around like glitches or like weird things going on in the game. What inspired you to start this channel with all of these, like glitches and stuff like that?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Well, I've been glitching since I was like 10 years old. Um, yeah, my mom bought me this tablet. It was like a kid's tablet. It was called like Nabby or something. I've never told anyone this. I just remembered right now. And I got it for Christmas. Basically, there's these things. It's called parent mode, and you can enable apps that you want them to access. Like basically, I found a way to glitch into parent mode, and my mom called the company, and they offered me a job. And my mom said I was only 10 years old, and they felt
That's
stupid.
insane. So you've always had some sort of like you've always kind of gone towards glitching and stuff like that. That's always something that you found interesting, I guess, right?
Yeah, basically, I just find them on accident, so it just became something that I do now.
And that's kind of leads into my other question I had was, do you find these all on your own? Because you had, when I first found your YouTube channel, I must have spent like 3 or 4 hours watching like 40 different videos of you just doing all these different glitches in just one game, which is Apex. So do you find all these on your own, or do some people say like, hey, I think I found one in that and here's what it is. Here, I'm sending it to you.
People be sending me glitches through like Twitter and Discord and stuff, but it's like under the map glitches and stuff. Like I don't know. Like I like to be like diverse and stuff. Like there's so many under map glitches. I could keep doing that. I could keep uploading them over and over. But I'm trying to make my stuff original. So it's stuff nobody ever saw before. Like infinite missile glitch. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
But yeah, basically stuff like that. Stuff people enjoyed. And usually it's not even hard to find glitches. Like I find them on accident and I just post them.
Is that something that you do actively though? When you go in game, you're just like, I'm not really focused on playing right now. I kind of just want to mess around. Like my favorite one that I saw was you could take a trident and kind of drive it into a light pole, and then you could go underneath the trident and nobody could
Oh,
shoot you. That was one of my favorite ones I watched. How did you find that? Like how do you even think to do that?
well, basically, well, that was the beginning of the season. I found that we were just driving into different stuff. We were trying to put it on slants and stuff. Like this one was actually trying to find because it was beginning of season 7, and we found that on accident, but we didn't know how to replicate it up until what was it like season 8 that I uploaded it again. I think that's when yeah. Basically, there was another way. You can also throw infinite like Gibraltar missiles in there because since it doesn't touch the ground, you can just charge them up over and over again, and you could just boost away, and then you can spawn like 20 different Gibraltar. It was broken.
Is there like a day when you go in, you're just like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to mess around with everything I can find and just try to find issues with it? Or do you just kind of come across them naturally?
Things like bot lobby glitches. Um, I already know what guidelines I have to stick into if I'm trying to find it. Most of them are on accident, but most of them I try to find it purposely. Like for example, usually when you do a ball lobby glitch, you need to mess around with the matchmaking. Back in like season 4, you had to join a friend and then leave and then close your app, reopen it. Right. So then if they patch that, then I know I have to stick within the guidelines. Okay. So then I have to join my friend or something like that, and then it might work. Stuff like that.
Interesting. So you know when you find one and they put a little patch into it, then you can still find ways around it because you know it's in a similar path. That's extremely interesting stuff right there. And it kind of leads into my other question too is obviously EA fucking hates you. And I mean that in the nicest way. They just don't like you. I think you tweeted something earlier today where you had a list of everyone who's blocked you in like the company, which I found was hilarious. But
Oh yeah.
let's talk a little bit about the channel and like what it does, because I've heard a few times in your videos when you say, hey, EA Respawn, look, this is something, this is an issue, this is a problem, take care of it. And it almost is kind of like a vigilante type situation where you may be exploiting the game on your own, but you're also seemingly trying to help Respawn notice that there's certain issues. Was that your goal going in, or halfway through you were like, okay, maybe I should try and help them out rather than just be, doing all this stuff for no reason?
Well, when I started my channel at the beginning of like 2020, I found a glitch on accident and I just uploaded it. I don't know what I was expecting, but that was like my first 1,000 views. So I kept uploading glitches, and people were hating on me, dude, because they said that it's cheap. I'm basically hacking and stuff like that. And I tell them that I'm basically just exploiting in-game code, faulty code. But as my channel grew and as I got bigger, I have contacts with devs now. So I know the guidelines that I have to stick into, like no rank glitches, stuff like that. If I ever find a rank glitch and I can't post it, then obviously that's broken. It could get me terminated. So I send it over to a dev. It's basically what happens.
Now, do these devs like kind of like thank you, say, hey man, appreciate you letting us know that this is an issue? Or is it just kind of like, okay, it's like quick, shut and dry? They don't really contact you, but all of a sudden the next day that issue is patched?
Yeah, I just DM it to them and they thank me for it. But most of the time, it don't get patched. Well, it depending if it's really broken or not.
Yeah, and that's another thing I've noticed with, this game. We all love this game, Apex Legends, but we know that it does have its, it's very weird with the problems that it has. And you've pretty much exploited all of them on your channel to let everybody know, like, hey, there's a lot of issues here. What do you think the problem is with them trying to get these things figured out? And why do you think it takes them so long sometimes?
Well, to be fair, at least what I heard, Apex was just a side project, right? The reason why the game is so successful is because they took years of code. They basically copied and pasted it into this side project, which is known as Apex Legends, which is a really successful game now. But they can't replicate that game code anymore.
So essentially, like, they copy and pasted it from Titanfall, but the reason why there's so many issues and problems is because now they're having to make new code that is tougher for them to make, like, on the spot, is essentially what you're saying. Something like that?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because, there's a lot of things that are almost exactly the same from Titanfall. So we got to cut them a little bit of slack here. Let's get back to your channel a little bit. I want to talk about your editing style because it's very interesting. I have never seen anything like it. Now, I'm not a big YouTube guy. I don't really watch YouTube a whole lot. If anything, I'm more on Twitter and other social media apps like that. But your YouTube's editing style, very interesting. Do you have any inspirations that you kind of drew from when you started making your own videos?
Not really. It was it was red. I don't know where it came from. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was just random. There's this YouTuber named Nas3NT, and he uses music all the time, and they're really good. So I want to use them in my videos, but I had no way to incorporate it in. So, and also I'm subscribed to this channel called vidIQ. They do stuff like they teach you how to grow your channel, and I saw basically you want to tease what you're gonna do at the beginning of the video to get people hyped, so then they watch the whole thing. So I was like, okay, I can hype up the viewer, plus I can use that music, the fire music, dude. And that kind of made the intro play style. And then the rest is just simple. It's just cutting and then showing how to do it, and then an outro. It's basically.
Yeah, I mean, it is simple, but it is kind of cool to see a new style of video be made because, like you said, when you first start that video, the first minute it could be anywhere from the first 4 minutes or maybe just the first minute are just hyping up, good music, vibes through the roof. It's very interesting. And then you get into the whole, whatever glitch it is in that one. Speaking of videos too, what was your favorite video that you've made up to this point?
Oh my, well, I have two different videos, two different favorite videos. I really love my water garden video because I felt like I was able to express myself really well there. Because I try to make my videos short, but in this case, when I was exposing this guy, I was able to like really express myself and edit how I really wanted to edit it, compared to
Yeah.
like when I actually make it shorter.
What was the other video that was one of your favorites to make?
Oh, it was my ball lobby video back in season 6 because it was so hyped up So when it actually dropped, it was like really highly edited and stuff. It was one of my favorites.
What glitch was the hardest for you to do?
Dude, it was bot lobbies. It's dude, my whole channel basically started off of bot lobbies, and it's so hard to do. But yeah, you need to have 3 consoles. You had to get specific timings down, and it was so hard to get clips. Never mind actually load into a game and then get the glitch down for the viewer and then make it entertaining. It was horrible.
100%. I could see how that would work out. And then I wanted to get your take on this because it's an interesting topic, because Respawn was talking about trying to make ranked pay to play because they want to cut down on cheaters. Now, as somebody who's kind of in the glitch system most of the time and who can kind of exploit code at times, is there a way that you think that they can fix the cheater issue without having to make payers play, or do you think that that's the best option?
They can definitely do that, dude. They can ban people off of their internet connection, which is the best. I would say the best, because people like Toofy is one of my friends, by the way, so no hate to him. But people like Toofy who spoof their hardware ID, and it's impossible to ban them, you can still see what they're connected to, because they're not using a VPN for their internet. They're using a VPN to hide their IP. So you can ban them through their ISP, which is their internet connection. So they can never connect to EA servers using that router specifically, which is kind of like a hardware ban. But instead of buying a new computer, you'd have to buy a new router. And if you would keep buying routers to keep hacking, it would kind of get repetitive, and then the hackers would stop.
Interesting. Why do you think they don't do that now?
Well, to be honest, devs are kind of slow. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, because I know they have like other things to focus on, but they're just trying to do quick fixes so people don't complain about it. It's just my opinion.
I mean, that sounds like the easiest way. Hopefully they do something like that rather than making us pay to play this game, because that would be really unfortunate. iCEE Ops, thank you so much for joining me this week on the show. We appreciate you. If you guys want to go out and check out iCEE Ops on YouTube, go on down. What's the full the full channel name?
It's just iCEE Ops.
Just iCEE Ops. So go down to YouTube, subscribe to our boy iCEE Ops. iCEE, we appreciate you hopping on the show. We'll catch you next time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most excited I've been for a gambling segment in a very long time, because
you should be.
We had a lot of things on the line. We had a lot of people riding with the ship, possibly going down with the ship. If I think I know what's going to happen, I went down with the ship. We also have a brand new Bones record broken, and we also have a tie of who has the most wins at this table. So let's get into it. Number 1 this season was Brian with 1,739 bones. It's a new record. He has broken his previous record of having the most bones, and he once again wins another time. He is tied atop Troy with 3 wins apiece since this show has began.
Greatest gambler on this entire pod.
That's what he's saying.
Greatest
What do you
gambler.
think, Troy?
Listen, I am tied for the most amount of wins, and I also have the highest amount of bones ever, and the second highest most amount of bones ever. So, I mean, I feel like that's just a given.
But did you win back-to-back?
Did somebody win back-to-back?
I think Troy did.
I won the first 2 back-to-back, and I was the first to 3.
So you're washed up. Got it.
Oh.
Damn.
When was the last time you won?
Listen, all that happened was that I got bored of winning, so I started making more ballsy bets because it was too easy. I started doing riskier things because I wanted that thrill back. Like, after you've won back-to-back times, after you've been the champion 3 times and nobody even gave a fuck, you just start making... You shut up. You just start betting... You just start making bets
Troy,
for fun.
When did you get your 3rd win?
I don't even remember.
It was like
because-
I don't remember.
Was it the season that
Wait,
Kyle was more impressive with his loss?
Yeah, that was... Yeah, Jesus.
I think that was pretty insane. Right?
Troy, you weren't too far
Why
away.
do we keep bringing that up? I just don't... It hurt enough that episode.
It's just funny.
Well, it's
just
not funny. It's actually really...
It's
It's
just
actually
funny.
really not funny. The listeners are sick of hearing about it.
I don't know if they are.
I'm sick of hearing about it. All the Discord ever says is, "Can you please stop bringing that up?" And
I've never seen those.
yeah, that's what they
Must
keep
be
telling
blocked
me
from
in
my
the
mind.
in the
Yeah.
voice chat.
You go on Discord?
Tell me.
All I keep seeing is, wow, Kyle was really crazy that season.
Second place, Troy, was 1,303, and that sucks that you get second place in a season where you get so many bones.
That's
That was
just
a lot of bones.
under what my previous bone record was. You were so close.
Then we go on to third place, Kyle, with 120.
Let's go.
It's
Kyle, what
20
happened?
more than you started with.
What happened?
Hey.
You're positive this time.
So listen, not gonna lie, my dick fell off during the game.
Your dick fell
off. Yeah. It unscrewed from its normal position. It was on the floor. I was kicking it around for
Yeah.
like 90%.
Well, you did good at the beginning. You did good at the end. You always want
That's
to.
all
You
I-
always want to end.
We start strong and finish strong.
Hey,
Baby.
yeah, when you go play basketball, you can't leave the court without making one final shot, and you made your final shot.
That's for sure.
So that's all you
I
got to
always
do.
make the final shot.
You got to make
if you
the
know what I
final
mean.
shot. I was dead last with absolutely zero. But honestly,
Zero?
He's zeroed.
in my mind,
Listen.
you know what's good about having zero? There's
went-
no way I'm beating 1739. There's no way I'm even getting close in second place with 1303. I'd rather have zero than have 1200 because
least-
I'd have 1200 with a third place. That would suck cock.
At least you didn't have to go to the GMB credit union.
I didn't have to go there.
Hey, listen.
I'd rather
as,
be bankrupt than have to go ask for a loan.
as a multi-user of the GMB credit using.
A
I-
frequent customer.
A frequent customer,
as the person
some might
that's
say.
As the
I
person
might
that's-
say it's the best investment I ever made in my
yeah. You got to
my
spend
life.
our fucking bones for jack shit.
Yeah,
Listen.
Hey, listen, and I came out even better.
Here's what I'm saying.
and-
I was a true friend riding with the person that I thought could take me to the top. I failed with the friend, and I'm still here.
How does it feel to know that he's failed you twice on big bets now?
Well, it's not good, Brian. It's really it's not good at all. That the two times I've needed him to show up, he's not even come to the front door.
You know, like I said,
he
you
went to
know-
go get milk. He never came.
Never came back. Yeah, well, what'd you get? 120 this season? At least that's higher than your GMB credit score.
That's very true.
Yeah, your credit's in
Very
the fucking
true.
toilet,
Fucking
bro.
joke, dude.
Your credit is fucked.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you're past
Hey.
fourth places, and you're 1/3
We
place.
need 75% interest, bub.
You are lucky that you have BannerCoin because if you didn't have BannerCoin, you'd be absolutely fucking shit.
BannerCoin
tanked.
actually saved me from bankruptcy multiple times. So all I could say is, if you haven't bought some BannerCoin, you might want to.
You might want to invest.
You might want to invest.
I want to invest. Okay, so once again, Brian, we always give the winner a moment to speak, give them like a little monologue if they would like. Brian, do you have anything to say?
I would like to thank my competition for
Okay.
pushing me to do this.
I fucking hate that idea.
I would like to thank Troy. I would like to thank Troy for giving me such great bets to just put one bone over on him and run with. Kyle, I would like to thank you for your
Like
great, for your amazing gameplay.
Troy is so dumb, dude. The spite bets killed him, bro. You killed him with the spite bets.
For those of you who missed it last week, Troy made his bets. I copied his bet and put one bone more on each bet.
Troy, do you want me to turn on some ear ASMR, some ear licking? I could lick your ear in person.
Oh, he won't even look at me right now.
Oh, this
it's
is my
bad.
favorite segment of the whole show.
Tragic. I'm not even sad about losing, but I mean, this.
Kyle,
Why
we
do I
need
feel
to
like
get
this
you
guy-
one win.
You've
Listen,
never, Kyle, have you ever gotten in second place?
No.
No, I never reached past third. I've been fourth
Oh,
and third like every
Oh,
season
shit.
since we started, baby.
Okay.
But, and out of everything, I want to
Listen,
thank
I'm the worst gambler.
you are. Out of everything, I want to thank you the most for literally missing every line the 1 week. You literally bet every bone you have.
I know.
And
You know what's
zeroing
funny?
out. That
I
was
told
great.
I told Kyle too when we were playing our games. I was like, honestly, dude, your under kills line. Because remember, we put all of our bones on his over kill line. I said the under was the lock of the century, but I was gonna ride with the ship because that's the type of guy I am. That's the workhorse in me that rides with the ship. Do I have zero bones? Yes. Am I a gigantic fucking loser? Yes. But at least I'm a loser with my loser friend.
Hey, we roll with the shit, baby.
We ride with the fucking ship. Oh,
my
shit.
God.
Any last words, Brian? Is that it? Before we get to the lines.
Yeah, Troy, do you want to do your bets first this week? Oh, no, he just gave me the bird. He gave me the bird.
That's the thing.
You got to be kidding me right now, dude. You got to be kidding me.
So you're doing
right
them
now,
last,
dude.
right?
I'm doing them last.
Okay. All right.
Unbelievable. That was listen.
Can I errata my lines after?
You know what we should do? We should make the winner. We should make the winner choose the order that they say their bets.
Nobody did that for me.
No, I know. We won't do it this time.
No.
But in the
Starting
future,
after this
we
season,
need to
if
make
you
that
win,
happen.
you get to choose the
You
order
get to
that people
choose the
call
order.
their bets.
So you really need to make sure that Brian doesn't fucking win.
Oh, Troy, if I get 4 wins, you're fucked.
Oh shit! All right, so
there's no fucking way.
Dude,
win.
yes, there is, because I'm the
No,
fucking
I'm
best
playing,
gambler
listen,
there's ever
no,
been
I'm
on this
gambling,
show.
I'm gambling for serious.
He's
I'm
going
gambling
hard
for
this time.
serious.
You know, my one season might eclipse all the bones that you've collected over
Listen,
all the
you can't take
seasons.
them when you die, Brian. You can't even take them into the next fucking split. So I don't
BannerCoin?
give it,
Sounds like a broke-ass bitch.
dude. We're all broke. How many bones do you have this season, Brian?
Spite bet.
100.
One. Everybody has 100.
Yeah, we all
I
got
don't
100.
care if you have literally. If I had 1,000,000, you had 1,000,001. It doesn't matter that I had 1,000,000, right? It's whoever is first, second, third, and Kyle. So,
Hey, at least my name's in the numbering, right?
All right. Win standings. Brian has won 3. Troy has won 3. I have won 1. Kyle has still yet to find his first win.
listen,
Could this season be it? Could this be the season?
Hey, listen, if my spite bets this week work out,
Kyle's betting spite week 1. This is why he never wins.
spite week 1, baby.
All right, let's get into the lines here. Starting with me, total kills at 43, halves at 22, total assists at 13, halves at 7, total knocks at 60, halves at 30. That's fucking high. Total rounds won at 30, halves at 15, total rounds played at 58, halves at 29, total wins at 6.5, halves at 3.5. And total perfect games, meaning a 3-0 victory. The other team doesn't win a single round at 3, halves at 2. So he's trying to bait you right there. Kyle, total kills at 38, halves at 19. Total assists at 16, halves at 8. Total knocks at 43, halves at 21.5. He threw a 0.5 on you. Total rounds won at 29, halves at 15. Total rounds played at 55, halves at 28. Total wins at 6.5, halves at 3.5, and total perfect games at 3, halves at 2. Moving on to Troy. Total kills, halves at 20. Total at 20, halves at 10. Total assists at 14, halves at 7. Total knocks at 24, halves at 12. Total rounds won at 28, halves at 14. Total rounds played at 50, halves at 25. And total wins at 6.5, halves at 3.5. Lastly, total perfect games at 4, halves at 2. Lock of the century for the under.
You think so?
Lock. That's a fucking lock. That's a master lock. I'm telling you.
If he gets 5 perfect wins this week, you are
Even if he gets 4,
fucking-
it pushes.
It pushes. So you
He
have
can push.
nothing to lose.
So I set those lines to where they can push, and you don't get jack shit from it.
Nothing to lose.
You could waste your gift
That's
to the
not
all.
nothing to lose. That's you're fucking losing hellish shit.
You think
You're-
Troy's getting 5
no,
perfect games?
You're losing on the opportunity to hit your gift to the all.
What if
Father
he
and
hits
put it on
4?
that.
You get fucking shit on. You get
Yeah.
your money back. That's
This-
worse.
That's
this
gambling,
might-
baby.
This might be the one week.
I have to not play with Wyatt.
This might be the
If I
one.
play off Wyatt's,
Ooh.
if I play off Wyatt's SBMM, I can totally do it.
Yeah. Maybe.
This might be the one week where the what looks like the most sure lock on the table, Troy's under of the 4
Perfect
perfect games, might be the time you don't put
I
the
got a spike
Gifty
bet.
on it.
the gift of the All Father, which pays out at 2-1 on that bet. You might
Okay.
put it on your second lock
I'm gonna
just
take that
because
into
if
account.
it pushes. If it pushes, you waste your gift to the All Father and you're fucked.
That's actually a good point. I might,
that's right.
because that was my gift to the All-Father. I will
And-
move that in just a second. Let's finish off the lines, Brian. Kills at 27 total, halves at 14. Assists at 25, halves at 13. Knocks at 44, halves at 22, lock. Rounds at 28, halves at 14. Rounds played at 59, halves at 30. Wins 6.5, halves at 3.5. Perfect games 3, halves at 2. Not a good.
It's hard bets.
Yeah, this is
This-
not a good
a
board
tough
this
card,
week.
honestly.
This is a tough board. I'm not seeing the board clearly, but here's what I'm saying. I got 4 unders this week.
I got 1 over.
I-
My bets are spite bets.
I have 1 over and 3 unders. It's
Spite way.
Troy.
Spite bet week.
3 unders.
Just straight 3 unders. They're all 3 unders on me, aren't they?
Yep.
No. Listen, I'm not letting you get under my skin. All right, I told you I'm playing serious. You know,
Okay,
if you're
he's
playing
playing
serious, you don't spite bet. You don't do any of that shit. You're nothing but a number to me,
Spite
Brian.
Well,
bet.
let me go ahead.
You're
Let me go ahead and give my card, so you can't say that I stole off of yours.
Shoot.
I've got 20. First, starting off, 20 bones under Troy's second half kills.
Okay.
I've got 40 bones under on Troy's total perfect games. That is my gift of the Allfather. I've got 20 bones over on Wyatt's total kills. And I've got 20 bones under on Wyatt's second half knocks.
Looks like I'm using the Spitfire this week. Nah, I'm just fucking around.
Jeez.
But
He's using the Spitfire.
as
20
a
bones.
president, as a president of the as a president of the workhorse, I have to consider. That's all I'll say.
Workhorse house bitches.
That's all I'll
Dragon
say.
Riders fucking suck.
Riders are out here. Big dickin'.
Well, not this week.
Last week we sucked. But
You
this
let-
week,
you let me
What?
down a second time.
Kyle.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of my fault.
Not a good showing.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
it's not entirely your fault, but it's your fault.
Not. I would say like 30%.
I would say more like 45.
Let's 37.
You did steal a lot of his kills.
82.
I stole a lot of his kills because he switched off of his good legend to a different legend.
Who told him to do that?
Nobody. He just did it.
I did it because I'm.
Yeah, Kyle, that's all your fault. It's a fucking 30.
He was doing great as Revenant at the beginning and at the end.
Okay. Somebody go next for their.
All right,
for their
so
lines.
my card looking good here. All right, I'm going to start off with Troy's total perfect games under for 50 bones. It was my gift to the Allfather. I moved it off. I moved it to something else. But 50 bones on that because I am confident in that. And even if I push, I push. 5 perfects, that's tough. That's tough to do for anybody. Okay. Then we go over to Troy's first half wins. I said under on that for 20 bones. It's a lot of wins in the first half. 4.5 wins? That's almost like a fucking perfect half. Very close to that.
How many bones was that?
20.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 40.
No. Then I go to Brian's total kills under. I put 10 because I have a theory about Brian, and his theory is still working on me, even though I know that I have a theory on Brian. And my gift of the Allfather bet of the week, Brian's knocks under at 20 bones. Knocks. Look at 44 knocks in 12 games.
Dude, that's honestly the average of my lines.
Theory on Brian. Brian tries his hardest no matter what. If I would have said over on Brian's knocks, he would have been like, I don't know,
Listen,
dude. I
what
don't
I-
know.
what I
Brian
do-
just tries to coax me
No.
into making bets that I would not make.
What I do
Brian's heavily skewed to the over, too. He wants you to bet the over.
is I set the
He's
lines
smiling
on
right
the
now.
average, and when you guys bet over or under, that means I set the lines bad. I need for me to set the lines well, it means every line has to push.
No, that is not. You're trying
No,
to
that's
coax
what
us
he
into
wants.
something stupid.
Listen, if I'm Vegas, every line pushes, or no, if I'm Vegas, I want every line to
Lose.
lose. But
Vegas.
I want to set it as close to a push as possible while still making it enticing.
Well, you want every line to lose, but you want people to have the allure that they think they're going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
If you're
wanted to make it
Vegas.
enticing and but I need to be as close to that push as possible so they think that they can actually edge it out.
Gift. I say this is the lock of the next 3 days. Brian's knocks under at 44. 44 knocks?
You're not willing to say the next with the whole next week, just the
Well,
next
I don't
3
know.
days? Like, what is
The
this?
next 3 days.
The lock
Listen, if you're-
of the next week.
If you're confident on that, go ahead and do it. But I would not be confident.
Let's
in
think
that.
about it this way, okay?
I
Think
get
about
it.
it this way.
Kyle will vouch for this. My knock to kill ratio is just absurd. I may not get kills, but I get fucking knocks.
Theory. This is the theory, Kyle. Listen, Brian's
Kyle will
kill
vouch for
line
it.
is at 27. Okay, 27. 44
Kyle,
knocks is a
I had
gigantic
The
jump.
past 3 weeks, I've had close to a plus 13 in the knock ratio.
If he had 34, I would
Just saying.
not touch it.
The
'cause
numbers-
that's way closer.
The numbers are there.
All I need to say is I have no opinion at this time.
Okay.
Under. Lock of the next 3 days.
Okay.
Kyle, you're up.
Kyle, Troy's
I'm
already.
up.
Yeah, you're up.
All right. Listen, all these are spite bets because fuck Brian. And,
Kyle, what the fuck are you doing?
It's week 1, bro.
It's week 1. You have no extra bones to play with.
as I said, okay, before I was rudely
This is why he's dead last
listen,
every time.
Okay?
Dead last.
Okay, let's shut
Do you
it.
not know what it's
Shut
like
it
to
right
swim?
now.
Do you only
Okay,
know what it's like
look, don't be looking at me like
even
that.
worse since you dyed your
hold on,
fucking
hold
hair. Where'd you get the money to do that with your fucking negative ass?
Do you only
Oh,
know how to
no.
sink? Can you swim at all?
Bro, he's putting on the pits.
Oh, no, it's
Putting on
right,
the
baby.
pits.
Hey, hold on.
He's putting on the
I
pits.
didn't know it was your turn. Okay? I'm out here putting... Hey, get off the bullshit ass goggles, you bitch.
Brian, you look like a
Steve
fucking
Urkel looking
nerd.
ass.
Brian, you look like a straight up bitch right now.
All right, listen.
Kyle, you don't look much better.
Why do these make my eyes burn?
What do you mean, baby? I look the best.
You look like you fucked my Aunt Susie. That's not
Maybe
somebody
I
you want to fuck.
Susie's been on some hard times.
Susie's been down.
Susie's been on something hard, all right?
All right, bets.
All right, baby. Listen.
Send her to the pits.
I got 5 bones on Brian's kills under. He's a punk ass bitch. There's no way he's getting them.
Okay.
15 bones on my kills over because I'm not a punk ass bitch and I will be getting them.
Kyle, please.
Okay. Brian's total rounds under because there's no way he's getting to 59.
So yours. Okay. So you're saying
80 bones on that bitch.
What the
And
fuck
that's my
bet is
gift
that?
to the
That's so
Allfather,
right. Is that
baby.
even spite? What the fuck does that
You're
mean?
saying that he's going to like
That's
go deep into games.
No, I'm saying he's not
He's
going to
not
hit
gonna go
59
deep into
rounds.
games.
Oh, you're saying he goes like he gets 3-0'd
That's
a
my-
bunch
that's his
he's saying
under.
I either get 3-0'd
or 3-0
3-0
a
them.
bunch. So that's not even a spite bet. You're saying Brian has a big dick.
You saying I'm going to go 3-0
Or a
everyone. Thank
super
you, bro.
small
I
thing.
appreciate that.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
saying you're
Jeez.
not going 59 rounds.
Saying I'm going to whip it out and just lay it on their fucking foreheads.
I'm telling you that 59 rounds is way too much, but
Right? Because I'm going to fucking lay it on them.
no, because you're going to be playing with other people that probably carry your ass. And
BannerCoin
then,
just went
yeah.
up 1%. Let's
Hey,
go,
look.
boys.
Hey,
High fives on the table.
the ticker.
Let's go, baby. All right. What else? Is that
That's
it?
it. That's all.
it.
That's all his
It's all
fucking
my-
bones.
It's all my.
And he's
100
going to whip every fucking one of these and
Hey,
be
listen,
zeroed
Brian,
out.
The funniest thing is, even if he hits that, and then next week we can just count on him whiffing that time.
I know, right? It's
'Cause
great.
consistently.
Or
Listen,
I could
Kyle
not whip
could be
that
in-
one, and I just put my whole dick on this fucking table.
Okay, that could happen.
Yeah, but trends don't say that you're going to do that while
Hey,
gambling.
listen though, but
Life
I'm here to
trends.
break the trends, baby. Spite Beck week number 1. Okay, Spite week number 2
This isn't-
coming next week. All
This
right?
isn't your third quarter max, Kyle. You're not going to touch shit.
Troy, just get on with it. Troy, just.
I don't know, man. Like the fact that he came out though, 80 bones out the gate.
Locks.
It can, it could be really good for him. It could be really good for him. I'm gonna bet 20 bones under on Wyatt's knocks
Okay.
because that's a lot of knocks.
It is. There's a lot
That's
of
going to
them.
be my gift to the Allfather. If I could bet on myself, I would have bet the under on my perfect games. I think that was the best on the entire card, but I can't. So I think the next best is Wyatt's knocks.
A lot of knocks.
So yeah, 20 bones under.
60.
Brian's kills, 15 bones under. No way. Kyle's assists, 10 bones under. You're selfish. So that's what we're going for.
Hell
We're
yeah,
keeping it
bitch.
simple. That don't have to get too crazy with the logic. I'm going back to my final form, right? And you know what? I don't have to dump 80 bones, 100 bones on a week when nothing really jumped out at me. So you're being ballsy, Kyle. I hope it pays off for you, honestly.
Did Troy just turn
All I
into
know
Wyatt?
is Brian's a punk ass bitch.
No, because
That was a tough fucking card.
it's a
Brian.
tough card, Brian. Brian, I'm gonna be real with you. Fuck you, because it's so hard to bet. I don't know what to do, but I think I have some locks.
Isn't that how it's supposed to be? You're supposed to struggle betting.
Yeah, but bitch, I'm trying to have
He's
some
right, though.
locks.
If I was a bitch, I'd be a bitch.
One
for
day,
the- we gotta
one day
release
we're
that video
starting.
one day.
One day we're starting a Grab My Banner OnlyFans. We're starting a Grab My Banner OnlyFans, and only people who buy the OnlyFans can see Kyle's drunk video because that was the best of all time.
No,
Oh my god.
At least Kyle's dancing
that
drunk
can't
video.
When
get,
Kyle
that can't
gets
get
that-
released on the fucking internet.
You don't say anything bad.
You
If I was a bitch, I'd be a fucking bitch.
That's not bad at all.
You just said it
You're
right
just
now.
speaking facts.
Yeah,
No.
it's already on the internet.
You're just speaking facts.
It's
Yeah,
already
it's
on the-
literally on the podcast now.
Well, I unlisted it on YouTube, but it was on YouTube for a while.
You put it on YouTube?
That's how I was able to show you guys when I
Oh,
showed you the
that's
video.
right.
How do you think I was able to show you guys the damn video?
Oh my god! I'm so
Everyone
glad you got
start
rid of that.
digging immediately.
What
Go
if
through those YouTube files.
What if we do that, but we also give ourselves our most embarrassing photos, like when we were all passed out drunk?
No, because if I was a bitch, I'd be a fucking bitch.
That's not even a
Right
bad
away.
thing
not
to
even
say.
bad at all.
If I
What
was
does
a
that
bitch,
even-
I'd be a fucking
That literally
bitch.
doesn't mean anything.
That means zero.
I'm slashed hammered, bro. I look like a fucking
Kyle,
goon in that
you were so
video.
fucking drunk you had a second personality come out.
I was so drunk.
Kyle's video really isn't bad.
I don't think Kyle's
Yeah,
video
Kyle-
literally
Listen, I
insults
don't-
anybody.
No, it doesn't.
If
Because
I-
he didn't say anything offensive.
Listen.
What'd you say that was
Kyle's
offensive?
fighting so bad.
I
on
use
this.
in
Kyle,
bitch, bro, multiple times.
How
The
how's
word
this?
bitch isn't a bad word.
Yeah.
We,
What if
we
we-
call each other bitches all the time
We
on this
actually-
shit.
On this
That's
show,
Yeah.
because
very
we're
often.
friends.
So
but people
You
listen
called
to
you
us.
so calling yourself it is worse.
If I was a bitch, I'd be a
Yeah.
fucking bitch.
so Kyle, how about this? If you come in
Can I hit your
dead
stick?
last,
Can I suck your stick?
It's out.
Oh damn. Rip.
talking about a vape. If you come in dead last again, can we at least post the audio to the video?
No.
Okay, here's
Can you
Kyle.
post one of his dancing
Kyle,
videos?
I'm
That'd
being
be-
honest with
Post
you.
my dancing video. I don't give a fuck.
Kyle.
All right, we'll do the dancing.
I'm
video.
being honest with you. The dancing video is almost worse.
I
than
think
that
it
one.
is worse.
Why?
That's why I'm fine with
Because
it.
I
Is that
have
the one where
3
he's
of
being-
them.
Is that the one where he's having money thrown at him?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's what I'll say, Kyle. I'm on social media the most out of all of us, and I would know if something crossed the line. I would know. And that video is not even close. That's just a funny, wholesome video. And we're making people pay to see it through OnlyFans.
All right, fine. If it's going on only the OnlyFans.
And I will review it 2 to 3 times to make absolute sure. But I'm telling you, nothing on that video is bad.
Bro,
Dude, all I
first
need
off-
is for somebody to dig up my history like 30 years in the future and be like,
So
"Oh,
if
this
you were a
one time
bitch-
you were drunk as fuck and you said you were a fucking bitch." And
There's
I'm
no
like,
way they could access that unless they also gave us money. They would have to give us money to see that
money
video.
to ruin my life. Perfect.
They would have to. And we can make the price something crazy. And you don't say anything bad.
But I say,
I'm on the internet a lot. I know it crosses the line. That video is just plain funny. And we're not putting it on Twitter just for any old Joe to see. That's if we ever open up the OnlyFans. Which, by the way, Barstool Sports did for videos just like that one.
all right, fine. Maybe I will.
But I'm not saying it's happening now. I'm just saying in the future.
Maybe in the
Once BannerCoin
Can they only?
lifts
I was
off.
gonna say, can they only spend BannerCoin on it?
Well, yeah. They would have to
They'd
spend
have to buy
Banner
BannerCoin and then buy that
to Mars.
To Mars.
to Mars.
To Jupiter.
To
Cool.
fucking Jupiter. All right,
to
boys.
Uranus.
That should
Oh.
just about wrap it up. We just gave everybody the fattest blue balls with that Kyle video right now, dude.
Dude, honestly,
We
that
gave everybody
video-
the fattest blue
I-
balls.
Fattest.
For the background story, can I tell them the background story?
Yeah, tell them the background.
So we were all on a road trip going through a different state, and we were camping, and we had a solo cup filled to the brim with Jack Daniels.
To the brim.
To the fucking brim. And Troy looks at Kyle and goes, $10 you can't drink it. And Kyle goes, fuck yeah, I can. And he chugs a solo cup of Jack Daniels and proceeds to get absolutely plastered.
It was
And
like
goes,
immediate.
where's my $10, bitch?
And the
We
aftermath
almost had
of
things
that
off.
video, yeah, like it was
I was
bad.
drunk the entire day.
He was drunk the whole day,
I
the
had
entire
my
day.
alter ego come out, which was McGulligan.
We didn't even know that
McGulligan
existed.
Kilkenny, which is an Irish person that lives inside me that when I get drunk on Jack Daniels comes out.
Exactly. So we
didn't
have
even know that
that.
happened.
Like we have dirt on everybody here. We all have dirt on each other. That video is the least dirty.
I don't know about least.
Okay,
dirty.
Brian, you getting carried out of Yard House?
That was
fuck.
funny.
That
helped-
was
helped-
Yeah, that was,
gold.
I forgot about
helped
those
with
photos.
That's way worse than Kyle's.
That's pretty
I
bad.
held his head.
Yeah,
MJ
I thought I
MJ
seriously,
held
I
his
seriously
body.
thought I held my head up on my own, and I'm being carried out by my buddy MJ, and Troy's walking beside me, just propping my head up as we're walking to the car.
That's way worse.
And like, I seriously thought I was doing that on my own, just looking up at MG like, oh, thanks, buddy. And like, I'm just completely dead weight.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have pictures of all of us passed out way worse than that video. That video is just funny. That video could go on America's Funniest Home Videos.
I mean, minus the language.
Just some bleeps.
yeah.
Bleeps might make it funnier.
I was a.
Bleeps might make it funnier.
I might bleep the video just to make it funnier. Hit the DMs if you think the OnlyFans would be the wave.
That's
Anyway,
deep.
episode 40. It's been a great one.
It's in the books.
Can't wait to get to
Hey.
episode 41.
Hey, listen, I can't wait to get to episode
How-
69.
Dude, episode 40 was on the end of a gambling season.
It was.
That works out great.
Yeah,
That works out really good. It was like closing
And-
of the chapters.
Exactly. Closing of the chapter, about to start another one where I'm about to take the lead fucking again.
All right,
Or
shut the
I'm
fuck
gonna
up.
spy
All right,
my-
get yourself
spy
some
bet my way to
BannerCoin,
win.
BannerCoin,
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 BannerCoin, BannerCoin,
BannerCoin,
to the
BannerCoin,
moon!
BannerCoin,
Yo,
BannerCoin,
yo.
BannerCoin, 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 BannerCoin,
BannerCoin,
BannerCoin, motherfucking BannerCoin, BannerCoin.
Somebody start rapping.
BannerCoin.
BannerCoin,
BannerCoin in the building, hanging out with my
BannerCoin,
children. Every day I'm feeling, every single day I'm ripping, every day with the BannerCoin. BannerCoin, I'm pinning it on my Lambo, all in my Lambo. Every single day I got that BannerCoin.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Somebody say see ya.
See ya.
See ya.